everybody, it's me Stan again here at Puerto Vallarta at Masturbators, Sport Fishing and Tackle with another wonderful fishing report this week. We're seeing a lot of really good things happening out there. We've got yellowfin tuna, we got marlin, we got sailfish, we got dorado. We should call it Dorado City out there because it's just become absolutely amazing. And the beautiful thing about the dorado right now is you don't really have to go too far to get those. Right now inside the bay, a 6-hour trip, you can expect 3 or 4 different dorado. I'll post a whole bunch of dorado pics of a bunch of different people behind the article here, like I usually do. And to kind of make the whole thing work here is a lot of people complaining that they're not catching fish and a lot of different things. We've got a full moon right now, and the simple fact is that fish move. And if you don't move with fish and you've set up a kind of a mindset, I guess you would say, where you're going to go to one location and because of fuel costs and other things, you don't move the boat around. So you go to Corbatania and you might even hear on the radio that something happening maybe 10, 12 miles away from there. You don't go because you haven't budgeted for the fuel and you're dealing with a company that won't go find the fish. The reason I mention that right now is because most of the action isn't really happening at Corbatania, and it's not happening at El Banco. It's happening in between. Now, most tournaments around here, if you're taking a look at tuna or marlin, most tournaments are caught with fish caught at this ridge in this big channel. It's about halfway between the two locations, which are 25 miles apart. And the bottom line is we've been seeing a lot of tuna out there, around 200 pounds, maybe a little bit under sometimes, but we got marlin out there as well. Blue marlin are swimming all over the place. We've seen a lot of good action in that area. There's dorado there as well. So, you know, this week maybe the moral of the story is fish move. But when you're dealing with a fishing company that doesn't move and doesn't tell you that fish are in a certain place and you don't understand what's going on the radio, you're kind of whacked. Having said that, Corbatania still has yellowfin tuna, but they haven't been taking bait over there, and El Banco has got yellowfin tuna as well. One of the big secrets this week is that dead bait and lures have been working, believe it or not, better than live bait, and sometimes that does happen. So if you're out there right now at Corbatania or El Banco or at the channel, I call it the channel in between there, make sure that you're running at least one lure. You know, a green lure, something that's kind of mimicking a dorado with black stripes on it, or a blue lure with like silver glitter on there, or something that's kind of speckly on there will be, you know, a good first choice. Dead bait, goggle eyes, dead skippies are working as well, and of course always run live bait. They've been chasing live bait, but then they've been hitting the lures, so that's where we're at right now. 8-hour trip right now. Out by Punta de Mia del Moro, you're seeing sailfish and dorado out there mostly. Most of the trash lines are gone. If you can find a trash line or some floating debris out there, it's a dorado gold mine. But for 8 hours right now, that's pretty much you're looking at. Not too many reports of roosterfish over there, so I wouldn't be running out there too much. 8 hours may not be your best bang for your buck. Having said that, inside the bay, that's on fire. I mean, normally we don't see this kind of fishing. But right now you go out for a 6-hour trip, there's all kinds of dorado, and I mean nice sized dorado. They're like 25 pounds and maybe even a little bit bigger, between 20 and 25 pounds. And you can expect 3 hits, 4 fish, maybe. You know, I always get a lot of people, they get excited and they stop reeling, so they wind up losing fish. But average right now is about 4 dorado for a trip on a 6-hour trip for dorado at 25 pounds. If you come back in, you don't know what to do with fish, you call me, I'll come get them. I like fish. So, 4-hour trip in the bay is wonderful too. We're seeing a lot of species coming in. We're seeing some cold water species coming in. We got Sierra mackerels, we got jackrobels in there. You always know things are cooling down. Striped marlin have been running between Los Arcos out to the Marietta Islands. A lot of them are small, maybe around 70 pounds. So I don't have any pictures of those. We've been throwing those back. And that's pretty much fishing. The water temperatures are still perfect. The bites happen earlier in the morning because of the full moon, especially if you're going after tuna. You want to make sure you're at the fishing grounds at sunup, if at all possible. A lot of guys don't want to do that, and of course you don't get information from a lot of these guys, so they just don't know what to tell you. What else? Oh, been seeing a lot of these promoters around here lately. They'll take your deposit. They'll tell you a lot of different things. I've had 3 different clients come in this week when they were asking where I was and They were told I was dead, which isn't unusual. I hear that a lot. Dead, out of business, some other guy owns a business, he's not there anymore, stuff like that. So we're doing well, we're doing fine. If for some reason you talk to somebody and they tell you I'm dead, they're lying to you. Mexican competition at best. We're focusing now on tours. We're putting some things together on the webpage. So if you want some, off the beaten path, kind of tours that won't break the vacation budget like many of us do, Ben, my tour expert, has been putting together some stuff. Right now, Vallarta Adventures has a lot of tour packages going for 3 for 2, but they're not happening every day. They happen like maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday kind of thing. And so, if you're going to go fishing, you can still contact us on the webpage, and we can fix you up some tours. We've set up a relationship now where we have transportation from the airport, or if you want to get around town as a group, or if you just want a guy to drive you around all day long and just do what you want, we can fix you up. But primarily, we're picking you up. We can pick you up at the airport, large groups up to 20 people. And if they're bigger than 20 people, well, we'll just get another van. So 17 people on one is the limit, but the other is 11. But we got a lot of cars, and you don't need a bus. You don't need to get stupid. If you start looking at the cost per person. Another thing is they changed the taxi laws around here. It's 3 people in a taxi, not 4. So if you've got a group of like 8 people, you're taking 3 taxis. And federal taxis are about 3 to 5 times more expensive than regular taxis, so that starts to add up. Now let me see what else. Well, I guess for about now, we're throwing an online store together. Soon we'll be selling t-shirts online. Should have been doing this a long time ago, but now with Amazon, they've got some programs there that makes it easy. I don't have to ship here on Mexico. And let's talk about the coming week. We got a tournament going on this week. It's the Los Arcos Dorado tournament, but the Pez Vela tournament, our big tournament, it's not happening this year. They've completely canceled almost all the tournaments. It's too bad. We're having a really good year, great year for fishing too. It'll be a good year for the tournament this weekend out of Los Muertos. So they target mostly Dorado, and there's a lot of Dorado out there, so that should be an interesting tournament. See where's that one. And we're still in the middle of the best fishing time of the year. This is high season for fishing. With the coronavirus, we're still open, and there may be some rumors of lockdown. What they're doing right now is they're closing all the businesses down at 8:30 at night, including dances and restaurants and things like that, dance club restaurants. Gyms are pretty much closed during the day, but tourism and most businesses, almost all businesses here in Puerto Vallarta are open, so don't get nervous, don't worry about that. I understand some countries have problems with, I don't know, what is that, self-quarantine, especially Canada. But flights are coming in now, the hotels are occupied, the restaurants are working, everything's fine, nobody's dying, and I refuse to wear this mask on camera to prove to you that I'm doing it. So I've got my questions about those anyway. So for now, that's about it from Puerto Vallarta. If you have any questions, feel free to call us. You can send us an email. I'm doing my weekly newsletter. If you're not getting it, fire me an email. I'll put you on my newsletter. It's the same fishing report, but in written form. And people really love it. You can keep these for the future. Use them for history, for instance, maybe a couple years down the road to find what's going by the month. Or you can always send me an email, and I'll send you my written reports from the years past. But for right now, don't worry about Puerto Vallarta. We're down here having fun. Though it's starting to get a little bit cooler now. We've seen a weather change, and from now until January, it's going to be absolutely wide open, affordable, and a lot of fun. So for now, this is Stan at Puerto Vallarta, and Masturbator saying, don't forget to kiss your fish. Hustle away. Yeehaw. And it's still working. Okay, that's good.